Coming up on today's show, Yahoo was hacked yet again. Some Nintendo games were lost. And your microphone is a security risk. All that and more coming up next. Well, listeners, it looks like Yahoo once again was hacked. The first story that I saw come through over the hack was at businessinsider.com. Since I was previously a yahoo.com user, I was actually sent an email from Yahoo, and we're going to go ahead and take a look at that email. We're looking at the email, and I'm going to go ahead and read it to you. We are writing to inform you about a data security issue that involves your Yahoo account. We have taken steps to secure your account and are working closely with law enforcement. Our outside forensic experts have been investigating the creation of forged cookies that could allow an intruder to access users' accounts without a password. Based on ongoing investigations, we believe a forged cookie may have been used in 2015 or 2016 to access your account. We have connected some of the cookie forging activity to state-sponsored actor believed to be responsible for the data theft we disclosed on September 22nd, 2016. Those users targeted by the state-sponsored actor were sent additional notifications like the one found here. The letter goes on to say that Yahoo has invalidated these forged cookies and has hardened their system, making it more difficult to be attacked by a similar attack in the future. The letter concludes by giving some security recommendations that are a good idea. Reviewing your account, be cautious, and avoid clicking links to suspicious email attachments. I believe we started this podcast discussing this and how, again, I once was a Yahoo Mail user. Yahoo has just had too many breaches and doesn't seem to be taking security seriously at all. I would not be sending any type of information that is personal or identifying in any way whatsoever using Yahoo Mail at this point. Continuing on with Yahoo, the Yahoo security breach is going to cost the Verizon Yahoo deal, which is still apparently going to go through, $350 million. The price tag has dropped on the deal as we still see Yahoo being hacked. Finally, I wanted to end our Yahoo discussion today with a ZDNet article written by Zach Whitaker. Mr. Whitaker notes how it's very difficult to delete a Yahoo account even if you want to. In a past podcast, I mentioned if you do choose to delete your Yahoo account, that recycles your account and it could possibly get into someone else's hands with sensitive data still being sent to it if it was your main account. Mr. Whitaker found out that if you try to delete your account, it takes about 90 days before your account officially gets deleted. He decided to check on the 90th day to see if his account was still active, and it was. And by logging in, it reset the counter, so now he has that account open for another 90 days. So it doesn't look like Yahoo's making it any easier for us to try and close our accounts. I hate to say it again, but if you're using a Yahoo Mail account, you shouldn't be at this point. There have been so many security breaches that it's pretty obvious that Yahoo is not taking security very seriously. There are many other email services out there. All you have to do is take a look at ones that have good reputations and join them. They're still free. There are many options that don't even have advertising on them as Google and Yahoo do. So I highly recommend going out there and looking for a new email service, especially if you are still with Yahoo Mail. Sadly, it looks like Yahoo will continue to decline, especially as it's getting purchased by Verizon. Moving on to a very sad story, especially if you're a gamer. Looks like $10,000 worth of NES games have gone missing. These weren't just any old NES games. These were games that were pretty rare and were all being shipped to be archived. That way future gamers would have the ability to play them. In another follow-up more recently, on the 19th, the archivist who was collecting all of these games did receive a letter, which you can see here on the screen, and he was noting he thinks that his package was actually purposely tampered with and stolen. The letter describes how the package was caught in machinery under normal circumstances. Looking at the package, he believes that it was actually stolen and cut open. The archivist, by the name of Bu, I believe, BYUU, has set up a Patreon account if you're interested in helping him raise money to attempt to rebuild the collection. I'll have the Patreon link down in the show notes. BBC.com reports German parents told to destroy a particular doll over hacking fears. Now, I may have discussed Internet of Things and how insecure it is, and very similar, we have children's toys that are now being able to connect to the Internet. Like many of their counterparts, their light bulbs and plugs, lamps that all connect to the Internet wirelessly are extremely insecure. As the technology gets cheaper and cheaper, we're having more toys come out that have microphones, cameras, and Internet NICs, network interfacing cards attached to them. And these toys, being very insecure, can be putting a hole in your home security. A German watchdog group called the Federal Network Agency, translated into English, was issuing a warning. The warning was that parents should throw away, if they have purchased, the My Friend Kyla doll. The Kyla doll can respond to users' questions by accessing the internet. Since the doll has a built-in microphone and can answer questions, Germany has strict laws over the possession or selling of surveillance equipment. Since this doll has a microphone in it and can answer questions, people are questioning whether this falls under that surveillance ban. We have not talked about on this podcast before, but there are other, I believe, internet-ready Barbie dolls and other off-the-shelf toys that do connect to the internet. You need to be extremely careful with them, just as careful as you would a computer or any other device that you bring into your home. As I think I'm beginning to say quite often, be careful what you do on the internet. On a story that is out today, only a couple of hours ago, Reuters was reporting that Homeland Security employees have been locked out of computer networks. So as of 5 a.m. this morning Eastern Standard Time, it looks like Department of Homeland Security was affected, and we are currently not sure on how many departments or systems were affected by this. After the discovery of a massive hack in 2015, the Office of Personnel Management switched to using smart cards to log into networks. It's currently believed it is these smart cards that are what is causing the problem. At the moment, there has been no update from Homeland Security. Moving right along with hacking. I think many of you out there have heard that hacking cameras is possible, and there's definitely a move to having stickers or some type of cover placed over your cameras. What I don't think has made the news as much is the ability to hack microphones as well. This wasn't as much of a problem in the past, as you would generally need a dedicated microphone input and a headphone input. Today, as the technology has advanced, both the input and output on many of the newer computers are one and the same. So you may not have a microphone directly plugged into your computer at any given time, but chances are, especially with your desktop computer, you probably have speakers plugged into it. Now, speakers don't make the best microphones, but they do make microphones, and they do work as microphones. If you've ever messed around with headphones and plugged them into a mic jack when you were younger, you can even do it now. Your headphones will make pretty average sounding microphones. It'll work. Same thing is true of any speaker system that's out there connected to a computer. Now, hackers have figured out how to be able to tell a computer, instead of using it as an output, especially a newer computer, Instead of using it as an output, to use it as an input and be able to hear in a room just as if you had a microphone going on in that room. In this news report from ARS Technica, it looks like we now have a suspected nation state using this hack to their advantage. It looks like researchers over at CyberX Labs have found a malware-based system that uses this microphone hack and have been able to pull over 600 gigabytes of data from about 70 targets, which include a range of industries, media, and scientific research stations. Originally, the malware was sent through a infected Microsoft Word document sent through a phishing email. Once compromised, the systems would send audio to a Dropbox. So just be aware that this type of hack exists. I think we mentioned in one of our previous episodes, be careful what you say in front of your TV because it could be listening to you. You don't want to be careful what you say in front of your children's toys because they could be listening to you. Now any of your computers that have speakers attached to them could be listening to you also. Just be careful out there. I wanted to close today by mentioning that the RSA Conference took place over this last week, occurred February 13th through February 17th. It's a conference that is very security-minded. I wanted to recommend in their video section if you head over to the video section and hit select conference and highlight USA 2017, you get an updated list of all of the security conferences that just happened. There are a bit too many to go over right now, but again, if you see anything that looks interesting to you, I highly recommend taking a look at it. What you'll find here is some of the most cutting-edge conversation about security and technology. I wanted to remind everyone, if you can, please go over to the Electronic Frontier Foundation, and if you have the means to do so, please donate to their cause. It's an excellent cause. They are helping every day defend your rights in this new digital world we all live in. If you blog, listen to a blog, or podcast, I highly recommend helping them out. If you can, take a look at their website, www.eff.org, and help them out by donating if you can. If you enjoyed today's podcast, please give it a thumbs up. We would definitely appreciate it if you share this podcast with anyone you think that would be interested in hearing our conversations about technology and security. If you think there was a particular news story out there that we didn't cover that we should have, please let us know in the comments below. As always, thank you for listening and have a good day.